wanna fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you
Hello,
make me feel.
everybody. Welcome in to Vin Like a Boss. Today, I wanted to speak to you guys about things you should think about when it comes to attending a market before you attend a market. I want you guys to really think about the questions I'm going to ask you. And if you have a pen and paper, I would like for you to write those answers down. And then after you finish watching the video, I would like for you to go through the individual questions and I give commentary, additional commentary on each one, because I really think that these are some things that people really do not consider before they go to market. So let's dive in. I actually have my notes with me right here. So I have them on my computer as well. That's in front of me. So I'm going to be glancing down as I make my points. I am so happy that everybody has tuned in today. I really hope you enjoy this style of video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. 5 things to ask yourself before you go to market. Where are you mentally? The first thing I want people to do is evaluate where they are mentally. Are you guys in this because you need money? Are you doing this because you want to make connections? Are you trying to bring awareness to new products? Or is it just something that you're doing because you heard about it, or you've seen it, or you've been to one and you thought it would be fun to participate? I want you to really think about what your intention is when you're joining a vendor market, because it's not something that you just pop in and pop out. Even though there are people who do that, I don't advise that, because if you're trying to build credibility and relationships and authority and like a community in that market, you're gonna have to show up consistently to that market for you to be able to do that. So personally, I think it's important to be clear about your goals when you are deciding to do a market. I want you to really think about the why behind the what. Why are you doing this? Because you don't want to just go out and do something just because you've seen other people do it or because you heard it was lucrative, because there's a lot of things that you're going to have to consider when you stop the way you've been doing business and kind of pivot toward a different model of doing business. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Why are you participating in the craft fair? Is it just because somebody else told you? So after we move past where you are mentally, if you start participating and signing up for markets, you need to know, are you doing this particular market because your best friend told you? Or are you doing this particular market because you see a whole lot of people here? Why are you doing this? Because what happens, and I see this a lot in a lot of markets, people will go where they think people are making the most money. So normally what happens in this industry, a vendor might say, or a couple of vendors might say, oh my God, I made so much money at this market. It was such a great turnout, da 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 da. But it was good for them, because we don't know, well, you don't know if that person has built a huge following out there. You don't know if they have cultivated community out there. You don't know any of that. You don't know how they market their products. You don't know their connections. You don't know any of that. So when people sign up to go participate in a particular market, just off the fact that somebody said that they made a lot of money, that's not a good tactic. That's not a good plan at all. If you're only participating in the market because someone else told you they made a lot of money, you need to take a step back and really think about this, because you need to figure out what the best decision is for your business. when you go to the market this person's talking about, did you look around? Did you see what type of products are being sold? Do you see what type of people are out here? Do you see what type, is it predominantly children? Is it older people? Is it a good mix? Like, what side of town is it on? All that matters when it comes to picking out a market. So you don't just want to go just on the whim just off the basis of somebody else made a lot of money. Like I said earlier, you need to have clear goals and intentions when you are looking for a market to attend. Don't go out and waste your money, because markets are not expensive. The cheapest ones, you can go into a market for anywhere from $25 up to $2,000. And some of these markets where these people are making good money, you don't know how long they've been doing that market. They could have been doing that market for a long time, you know what I mean? And they just happened to say something about it at that moment and got a lot of people excited. And when people go out there, they're like, my results were not the same. Well, this person, you come to find out, this person's been doing this market for at least a good year. They've built a community around this market. They have cultivated relationships. They have built products in particular for this market. They have done a lot of stuff. Their social media is popping. They have all these things going on, but you don't know that. You don't know that. You're only going based off of what you've seen on Facebook, and that is not a good tactic at all. Don't do it to yourself. Have you developed a marketing and advertising strategy prior to participating in a vendor market? This is a very important question, because a huge issue with vendor markets are people not promoting the market. They're either relying on the host to promote it, or they're relying on other vendors to promote it. That is unacceptable. You need to have a marketing strategy. And here are some things. I'm going to run down a list of some things that I think that you could do to help market yourself. You could do advertising on Facebook. You could create Facebook events. You need to share these events. You need to get into groups and let people know that you're coming. Post it on your website. Post it on your Instagram. Create consistent content around the market that you're going to be attending, or the markets that you're going to be attending. And that's a whole nother thing. When you have so many markets that you're attending, how do you promote them all? How do you let people know that you're going everywhere? How do you do that, right? So we're going to get into that a little bit later. And as we go through our lessons, I will also be posting in the membership different little drops and little gems on stuff like that as well. But I'm just saying, you need to have a marketing and advertising strategy so that you could deliver consistent content around your products and services and the market, so that when you go to market, you at least have your people coming out, which in turn does benefit the other vendors that are participating. Okay, now this is the last point. Setting realistic expectations. Are you contributing as much into this market as you are trying to get? There are a lot of people who want to get so much money out of a market, but they don't put any money into marketing it. They don't put any money into their display. They don't put any money or effort into the product and the way it looks, any literature, anything. They just show up with the bare necessities, but they expect a whole lot. And that's the thing you need to understand, that you will only get what you put into it. So if you're not putting all that you can, you need to have a realistic expectation that you're only going to get what you put in. So if you're putting in bare minimum, expect bare minimum for the market. If you're putting in a whole lot of effort and work to make your market day successful and lucrative, then you will most likely get that. The only thing I could see where that is not happening is if the market isn't a consistent market, or the market host hasn't promoted it that she or he is even having a market. Another thing is weather. Those are things that you can't control, but weather, or I don't know, government intervention or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are some things that I really want you to really focus on before you go to market. I really want you guys to sit down and think about this. Talk to your business partner, talk to your team, your staff, because what if your team and staff are not up to do the extra work? Because this would be considered extra on top of what they are already doing. Talk to your spouse, because this is going to require all the time, extra time. It's not like you're walking into your store or waking up and sitting in front of your computer. It is not like that. There's a lot of things that go into getting yourself together for a market, getting your business together and getting your personal life together when you start doing markets. A lot of people don't believe that because they haven't realized it yet. They're doing this and they're wondering why they're stressed out, things are tense at home, or they feel like things aren't happening and moving. They feel like they're just throwing money out the window. It's because they don't have a plan. Nobody really agreed to anything. There was no structure. There wasn't anything. This is the time, if you're going to do this, you need to do it right, but you want to make sure you have the support of your family, the support of your team if you have one, and just get into the mental state of, I'm going to market to build my business. I'm going to market to get to know the community. I'm going to market so I can cultivate community and build relationships. The money will come with that. You don't have to worry about if you're going to make any sales, because when you're doing the parts that I just talked about, the money will come in, because then people are going to trust you because they know you're just not a fly-by night. You're not just here to make a quick buck and you're never coming back. There are markets out there where the community is entrenched. Okay, like they are invested in their community markets. They go on a regular basis, and if they see somebody new, they may stop by. They may buy something, but from what I've seen, they will stop by, ask the person like where they're from, if they plan on coming back and things like that, to kind of get a feel if this vendor is going to be here, or are they just here because they heard it was a good market. Do you really want to build a business? Do you really want to be a part of our community? Do you really care about building a relationship with us, or are you just here to make the dollar and are you leaving? Because there are people who will not buy from you if that's what they feel like. So when you decide to do a market, and we're going to get into this a little bit later, but when you decide to go to market, then you need to know that you need to find a market that is consistent, that is in the same location, consistent, has been going on for a while, that has good marketing, that has good turnouts and stuff like that. You need to find and then stay and build from there. It's almost like this. You've built your business online, right? But you have never built it in person. Social media, everybody knows you. But in the real world, when you turn off the phone and you close your laptop, do people know you? You know what I mean? So it's almost like building your business from scratch again. The same hunger that you have online needs to be the same hunger that reflects at market. So with that said, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope this information was super valuable to you. Take what I said, take some action on it, and see what you come up with. And like I said, if you have any questions, definitely share it in the community. We would love to hear your thoughts. We are going to have a follow-up on Saturday. We're going to do it Saturday. I had it planned for Sunday, but we're going to do it Saturday, and we're going to do a live stream at 6 p.m. and it's going to be about an hour long, and we're going to talk about these questions that I asked you today. So if you have any questions, definitely bring them to the live stream. Also, if you want to add something, you are more than welcome to add. We are all here to learn, and you absolutely have a lot of value to offer. So please, anything else, you guys, that comes up, or anything else that I think about, I will definitely share it in the community. But you guys, this is amazing, and I'm so excited. Don't forget to go into the actual individual questions, I guess you could say lessons, and read the additional commentary that I have on each question and thought, and really get deep dive into it. Also take the quiz and download the checklist if you want it. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.
To move so fast, baby, I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right away, got so much time, looping in the blurry lights.